If I'm the Yankees, I would listen to Gleyber Torres. He seems like a smart fella. I would do exactly what he's saying to do. Pay Aaron Judge. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. This is not deja vu. Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge both hit home runs yesterday. The White Sox, they are right on the heels of the Twins and the Guardians for first place in the Central, and there was a home run derby down in San Diego, or maybe it was Arizona. It was one of the two. If you guys are going to any last-minute baseball games or concerts, save yourself 20 bucks off using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. All right, let's talk about the games from yesterday. Paul Goldschmidt, he brought in the game's first run with his 35th home run of the season, so he is now just one away from being tied with Schwarber with 36 and owning the Triple Crown. You guys can see the graphic right here. If he wins the Triple Crown, he is going to be a unanimous MVP winner. Jordan Montgomery was sensational again. He collected 6 more strikeouts, only allowed 3 base hits over 6 dominant innings, but then the wheels kind of fell off as the Redbirds bullpen let up 4 runs immediately after Jordan Montgomery came out. St. Louis, they're going to have to make some history because they would be the first team in 2022 to win after being down by 4 going into the 9th inning. Arenado, he had an RBI double. Okay, nice, looking better. Yachty, there he is with an RBI single. And Tommy Edman, he shot one over the left fielder's head for a double, and 2 runs were able to score. So the Cardinals do in fact walk it off in improbable fashion. They now have a 9.5 game lead over the Brewers. Okay, so I thought it might have been a hot take to say that Aaron Judge would hit 50 and win MVP. The dude now has 55 home runs with 25 games left in the season. He officially passes AROD, Alex Rodriguez, for the most home runs ever hit by a Yankee right-handed hitter in a single season. And honestly, he might end up in an icy hot commercial here soon with Shaq if he keeps carrying the Yankees on his back. But he finally got some help. Rookie Oswald Peraza had 3 hits in this one, and Gleyber Torres took advantage with his 19th home run. And it was crickets for a while, so Minnesota, they finally broke the stalemate in the 12th inning. And as Waldo, he was the hero. His walk-up single snapped an 0 for 25 or 26 streak, so the Yankees, they win game number 1. And on to game number 2 we go, where the Yankees got the most unlikely contribution in the history of baseball. Okay, that's a little disrespectful, but IKF only had 2 home runs coming into this one. So his 3rd home run of the season is his biggest, a grand slam, and that made Garrett Cole feel like he could go out and empty the tank. And he absolutely shredded apart the Twins lineup. 14 strikeouts in under 7 innings. That's not easy, but Garrett Cole can make it look easy. Aaron Hicks, he cleared him on a 3-run double in the 8th. And from my little Cleveland heart to you guys, thank you so much for absolutely owning the Twins. I think the Twins are 2-26 over the last 2 or 3 years against the Yankees. Now, before we show the final walk-off, because we talked about Aaron Judge, we're going to do this day in MLB history. 24 years ago today, Big Mac broke Roger Maris's home run record with his 62nd home run of the season. Of course, he went on to hit a bunch of home runs in that season, but let me know in the comments, do we think that Aaron Judge is going to get there? Because if we look at the pace, he's actually ahead of Roger Maris. Zach Greinke allowed just 1 run, and let me save you guys from the absolute snooze fest that was this game. Emmanuel Clase blew it. It's as simple as that. MJ Melendez grabbed Kansas City's first run to tie it on a single, and Salvador Perez, he walked it off. I can't really be all that mad, though, to be honest, because we talk about blown saves every single day, dozens of times a week, but you've never heard Emmanuel Clase. At least it's been 4 months, so the last time that he blew a save was back in May, so I'm not going to get mad at him. He has been historically good to begin his career, and also the Twins lost 2 games, so I'm not too worried. But maybe I should be worried about another team in the Central, the White Sox. They went full Carpe Diem, and they seized their moment. Now, I know I'm a Cleveland fan, but I do like the White Sox roster. I mean, I love Eloy Jimenez. I like Moncada. I like Kopech. I like Cease. All of these guys I am a fan of. So we just saw Eloy Jimenez send a ball into orbit for a 2-run shot, and the core of the White Sox lineup, they went off. Abreu, Jimenez again, and Andrew Vaughn, they collected RBIs, and they cannot let this one get away, and the White Sox lineup knew that. However, I think the bullpen might have missed the memo because Eugenio Suarez belted his 2nd home run of the game. He has 27 on the year, so it's back to being a tie ball game. Then Chicago took over in the most unexciting way ever. There was an RBI ground out for the lead. There was a sack bunt, so if you're a fan of the old school baseball, I'm sure you're very excited to see that because I haven't reported on an RBI sack fly, I feel like, this entire year. And there's a sack fly for Jose Abreu. So enter Liam Hendricks. That's ball game. A day after losing first place, the Mets got some payback against the Pirates, in large part because Tyler Naquin blasted a 3-run tater. That is Naquin's 11th home run of the season. Eduardo Escobar went back-to-back with Naquin, and Chris Bassett just continues to improve and improve. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts. That gives him a 3.24 ERA and 153 strikeouts on the year. One of the easier wins of the season for New York. Well, I guess moving on to game number 2, where it got even easier. Francisco Lindor stepped up, needing a base hit to get him out of his slump, and he got it. Definitely think he found the problem because there's another RBI extra base hit later in the game. Jeff McNeil brought in 2. He's now hitting an unreal 318 with the 136 WRC plus. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there for the offensive highlights because they scored 10. We got to save some room to talk about the GOAT. Jacob deGrom struck out 8 Pirates over 7 of the easiest innings I think I've seen this year from a starter. He has a 1.95 ERA and a 12.1 strikeouts per 9 over his last 100 starts. And also, one more thing, I think he made history. Now, don't quote me because I didn't really fact check this, I'm sorry, but I believe he became the first starting pitcher ever to retire 12 consecutive hitters in 6 consecutive games. So in the last 6 starts, at least one time in those starts, he's retired 12 or more hitters in a row. How is that even possible? Spencer Strider shook off some first inning struggles and absolutely dominated the poor Oakland Athletics. But real quick, I have to show this bomb. Vaughn Grissom, this kid is like one of 97 rookies balling out for the Braves this year. 5 home runs and a stupid 164 WRC plus. Dansby Swanson hit one out. He now has 18 home runs and 17 stolen bases. But now it's time to talk about Spencer Strider, aka Quadzilla, because he has massive quads, I guess. I don't know. Strider, he settled down and came away with 9 strikeouts over 6 to give him a mind-bending 183 strikeouts in just 120 innings. Grossman and Ronald, they finish off the A's with RBI base hits. So that win must have felt good considering the Mets, they went off yesterday against the Pirates. So here's what these standings are looking like in the NL East. Now we had ourselves another Tungsten O'Doyle special. If you know what that means, you know what that means. Before that happened, Spencer Torkelson was back out there. He looks dialed in after being recalled from AAA. And okay, here's where old buddy Tungsten kind of gets his shine. Mike Trout goes yard for the 4th consecutive game, but then Eric Haas immediately got that run back, only to have Shohei Ohtani go yard for the 33rd time. I'm going to say this right now. If Aaron Judge gets the 60 home runs, the MVP race is over. If Shohei somehow gets to 40 home runs and 200 strikeouts, the race, I mean, honestly, might be in Ohtani's favor, but regardless, the Tigers, they won this game. Rookie Kerry Carpenter tied it. He now has 5 doubles and 3 home runs in his first 58 at-bats, so he is an extra base machine, and it didn't stay tied for long. Another rookie sent one out. This time it was Ryan Kreidler. His first big league home run wins it for the Tigers. As Gregory Soto comes in, he strikes out the side. He has 25 saves. Like, he is the best, worst closer in all of Major League Baseball. Yo, no offense, Boston and Tampa Bay fans, but I'm going to be real quick with this one. I don't want to make you guys suffer again by watching a 1-0 snoozer. Taylor Wall's infield single was quite literally the only run to score as Tampa Bay staff shut it all the way down. Peter Fairbanks has been insane. That's 2 more strikeouts. I believe he has 6 saves since returning from injury. Clayton Kershaw gave up a 2-run home run to David Villar, but his longtime teammate Justin Turner had his back. Justin Turner now has 73 RBIs and a 124 WRC plus. He's almost 38 years old. Now, the Dodgers did get into some trouble later on, but don't worry. Trey Turner is kind of good at baseball. He has 35 doubles, 91 RBIs, 23 stolen bases, and a 131 WRC plus. Like, I know Goldie, Arenado, and Riley have all been immortal, but Trey Turner is going to finish top 5 at MVP. He has been that good. Max Muncy is finally clicking again. That 3-run home run was his 3rd over the last 24 hours. Edmundo Sosa has been exactly what the Phillies needed, a lightning rod. His 2-run blast in the 3rd gave Philly the lead. He made an insane play later on, so don't go anywhere. Before we show that, Gene had another big-time hit. This time, it was courtesy of a home run. Okay, now we can show the Edmundo play. How did he do that? He made the tag while leaping over the runner. That was very Javier Baez-esque. I mean, Chicago Cubs Javi Baez at least. And then he took the momentum from that defensive play into his next AB. He laced an RBI double. The dude is hitting nearly 360 with the Phillies. They win 4-3. Dalton Varsho, I'm saying this right now, is the most underrated player in baseball. There, I said it. He has played 175 innings as a catcher. He might be the best defensive outfielder in baseball this year with 13 outs above average, and he has 22 home runs. So he's the one guy I would trade for, as the Diamondbacks have a zillion outfield prospects. So, I mean, including this guy. Corbin Carroll hits his first career home run, and that was no cheapie either, 410 feet. So it's 2, never mind. Jurickson Profar ties it on his 14th home run. He owns a career high 117 OPS plus as of right now. Cronenworth belted his 15th of the year, so the Rays 100% lost that trade. I just want to throw that out there because the Rays almost never lose trades, so that is very rare. The score was evened up again. Dalton Varsho went off for the second time. He now has 23 home runs on the year. Then Will Myers hit the 6th home run of the game between both teams as San Diego ran away with this one after that. Josh Bell is heating up. Ha-Seong Kim has a 4.1 WAR. Like, the Padres are not a bad team. They're just underperforming. They kind of remind me of the first half Blue Jays. A really good roster, just everyone's playing bad at the same time. Speaking of the Blue Jays, Baltimore has to try and find a way to go off over the next few weeks because they got slapped around by the Blue Jays. Alejandro Kirk, he drove in Toronto's 3rd run, and Bo Bichette, he scored after an errant pickoff attempt. And this Alek Manoah fella, he is so good. He reminds me so much of rookie Lance Lynn when he was with the Cardinals, but an even better version of that. 1 earned run over 8 innings. He has a 2.42 ERA. Jordan Romano now has 31 saves, so he's tied with Emmanuel Clase for the most in the American League. Nathaniel Lowe went yard for the 24th time. He owns a blistering 147 OPS plus on the season. Texas, they go up by 3, only to have that lead snatched. You have Yuli bringing home Kyle Tucker, and then later on in the game, Kyle Tucker did not need anyone else bringing him home as he launched his 24th home run. He also has 22 stolen bases. I did not know that he was in the 2020 club. He also has 88 RBIs, so this game is going to need extras. As Jose Altuve walked it off on a pass ball, I completely forgot to put this walk-off in the beginning of today's video. I am very sorry, Astros fans. The Reds still very much believe in this kid. Aristides Aquino has a ton of raw talent. He sent that baseball nearly 440 feet. Jake Fraley smoked one, and Aquino came away with 3 RBIs on the night. He had an RBI single in the 6th inning, and then there's a 2nd home run of the night. He propelled Cincinnati to a 7-1 victory over the Cubs. And then last but not least, Alan Trejo had a cool 398-foot 2-run home run, but that quickly didn't look as cool because Michael Toglia beat everything that Trejo just did. He had a 421-foot 3-run home run, and he's off to quite the start for his young career. That is 4 doubles, 2 home runs in his first 9 games. The Brewers, they're 4 games back in the wild card, and they're 9.5 games back of first place. Guys, that's going to do it for today's recap. If you made it to this far in the video, leave a like and subscribe. Remember, for every new subscriber that we get for the final month of the season, we will be making a donation to Stand Up to Cancer. So thank you guys all so much for the support, and enjoy the web gems.
Grounded up the middle, picked by Minor. 2nd one on to 1st, double play.
Oh, look at the reaction when he catches this ball. He goes, oh, wait a minute, I got it.
Natalie Rutschman with a ground ball up the first baseline. Vladdy behind the back.
Now Vladdy coming in. He can't turn his body enough to get it back.
A Tapia chopper, Mateo, picked by Mount Council at first.
Lined into center, coming on, diving catch, Tyler O'Neill.